I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Eligwe, heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes, not behind you. You will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Excuse me. They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when it's just you tell somebody secret, when you like, you tell a secret, when you like it's in public, what stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try and when you like to try in private, they are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me what to tell in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret prayer. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.
It is another beautiful day, a very wonderful day for us all and all Biafrans, all over the nations of the world. Another beautiful day of success, progress, and attaining better heights. And of course, another beautiful day of evidently enemies being exposed and the evil ones actually pushing and trying to do all they can, but yet exposing themselves. I want to welcome you to today's broadcast. Today is the 15th day of December 2022, and today, of course, into the 15th day is actually Thursday, and a day after the the successful sit-at-home 5 days sit-at-home, signalizing grace and signalizing our opportunity and the door open to us to get into our freedom. I want to welcome you. As you see behind me, you see a pregnant woman, signalizing rebirth, signalizing life, signalizing new thing coming to the natural world. And Biafra is been renewed, it's been revitalized, and it's bringing back new things into the world. And I want to say to you, wherever you are, thank you for joining. Please, as you join and as you watch, please, I want you to like this video, and I want you to send it on all your platforms, social media, so that other people can join us and we can talk extensively. Today, we're going to be discussing critical things. And today, you know, we have two major issues that I'm going to be touching today. And it's supposed to be one major issue, but because of the submission of the Arewa people today, we're going to be touching on that. Before I go to the issue of Brekete, I will tell everyone why Brekete was chosen. Remember, Brekete has been a distraction to the people in the zoo, to think that they have opportunity to have their rights met. And all this while people have believed in that error, whereas they don't understand that Brekete is another way of getting details of the people and taking statistics of the people and getting information about what is going on with the people and getting to know the minds of the people. And at the same time, getting to have Fulani use the details that they get from Brekete to actually suppress the people and to also create designs that will actually push the people down. I'm going to be talking much on that so that people will understand what Brekete actually represents, so that they don't think that Brekete had been positive all this while. Brekete had never been positive. Brekete had actually been the eye of Fulani and all this while. And I'm going to tell you how, why, and now why, how they decide to use them now, since it's now time for them to actually penetrate the people, because they feel that Brekete has actually entered into the emotion of the people, and the people have accepted Brekete as part of their human rights positions front for them to access human rights, and now they think that they can use it as a means of hoodwinking the people to believe that whatever they are doing is right. Now we're going to be talking about that, but before we're going to talk about that, we're going to look at the issue of the Arewa pronouncement today. I'm going to play the video and you're going to listen to it, and then of course the Brekete issue also. I'm going to play the video of the Brekete, but I want to first welcome you. My name is Kelechi Ambrose. This is Recreating Biafra program on Biafra Global Network. Please, as you come in, just like the video and of course send it on all your social media platforms and every aspect, whether WhatsApp, whatever platform you are, Facebook or whatever, you should share it there. If you're watching live on Biafra Global Network on YouTube, and we're also on Biafra Global Network page on Facebook. You can also check Harry Ambrose platform on Facebook. You can watch from wherever you want to watch. Thank you all, and this is a lovely day. I want to thank you for Chukwukika giving us this opportunity to be here again to talk about things that concern us and to expose the enemies of our land and our nation. I want to thank you. First, I go to the messages. Noelin being the first person today to actually send a message, of course, as usual, the high message. Thank you, Noelin Adiambo, for your message. I appreciate you always here and waiting for the broadcast to begin. I also want to thank you, Louis Peters. You are the second person to actually come here, and of course, it's a greetings to you, Kelechi, my dear brother. Greetings to you, my brother too, Peter Lewis. Thank you for joining, and of course, my namesake is here. But but the second name is always hard for me to. Is it is it PAA? Oh, okay. If it's PA, then it's Kelechi. Kelechi. So Kelechi, good to have you here, and good to see your thumbs up and your love and your prayers and all of that, you know, high five and all of that. Thank you all. I love you all too. I love you too. Thank you for being here. And of course, I await more messages. You know, I always interact with your messages too. So as your messages come in, I relate with you through your message and all of that. I want to thank you all for joining. Wherever you are joining from, I thank you so much. Today is loaded. We're going to be looking at things critically. But first, let's go to the issue. You know, we have been looking at, you know, at the aftermath of the sit at home. You can see that all hell has been let loose. And I told you people 2 days ago that we should expect worse things from now. And most of those people who are going to be used are actually going to be the people within. And strongly this time around, they will be recruited more this time around. And I told you why you have this divide and rule tactics. It is meant to actually increase the number of betrayers amongst the people. Because if it is just a central position of command, you might not have that major betrayal, you know, like that. Because whatever the government at the center takes, whatever decision the government at the center takes, it's kind of, you know, effectively is enforced all over the territory. For instance, when Ojukwu was, in control of Biafra, the territory which was the eastern part of Nigeria, then, you know, he actually took a decision unilaterally, and it affected everywhere. But now the thing that if they divide, the only thing that can happen is that one part may take a decision. If for instance, if the Enugu takes a decision now to say they want Biafra, they still have Anambra there, they still have Ebonyi, they still have Rivers, they still have. So they divided it so that everybody cannot, one decision cannot affect everybody at the same time. So that when one takes this decision, they will use others who are still their stooges to fight that one and subdue that one, because they want it to be that at least out of all the rebels they will have to fill the spaces and the government spaces they have designed from those divided territories. Even if one wants to betray, that one will be overwhelmed by others. So it will be easier for them to sustain their evil and their empire of evil. So that is the concept. That is the tactics. So today I'm also going to be opening the lines so that you can send your messages. You can call in and all of that. No, not send messages anyway. You can call in through WhatsApp. +212 707 898 194. But we're going to talk about that later after the exposition today. You can now do the calling. You know, Steve Dunn, David, hi brother. Thank you, Steve Dunn. Thanks. And thank you. Hi to you too, and good to see you here. Thank you for joining. I have Barry, Eric Barry. Good day, Master Kelechi. Thank you, Barry. Thank you so much. Good day to have you guys. You guys are here and helping to lift the hands and see that we can propagate the gospel of truth. I want to welcome you all. Now we're going to go straight. I'm going to play the video of the caliphate today. Now I'm going to tell you so many things about it. But first, I want you to watch it. Just watch attentively and listen to their body language, listen to their words, listen to the reading between lines as you listen to this video.
Speak with one voice in the interest of North and Northerners. Today, we are addressing you based on the circumstances leading to what we are going to announce shortly. You are aware that throughout this year, there has been continued killing and destructions of properties of Northerners that are either resident in the southeastern part of Nigeria or are on transit for business purposes moving from the north to the east or from the east to the north. You are aware that the outlawed members of the IPOB and ESN have continually been killing and destroying properties of Northerners. Not only that, even security agencies who are trained and have the license to protect lives and properties of Nigerians are not spared by these outlawed organizations of IPOB and the ESN. This has called from December 1st till today, December 14th rather. These killings also continue non-stop. We desist from transporting anything good and services from the north to the east. This is not intended to punish the Easterners, the entire Easterners, or to cause
delay or losses even to the northerners themselves. But this is for the purpose of sending a message of our displeasure to the eastern part of Nigeria, most especially the governors, the traditional rulers, the stakeholders, that enough of this killing is enough. We are law-abiding as northerners. We believe in the law. We respect the law. We abide by the law. So we will not on our own start destroying or killing Easterners resident in the north. We will also not allow any of our own people carry such actions because it's against the law. And we also know that those that are doing the killing in the east are not the same Easterners that are resident in the north. So Easterners resident in the north can continue to reside and continue to do their lawful businesses. They are free, they are protected. Northerners are friendly. But for the northerners that are in the east also, we are saying be careful and cooperate. Every truck driver, every taxi driver, every J5 driver, every Sharon, and anybody that is moving from passenger to transportation of goods and services from the north to the east, we are saying from tomorrow, 15th, please desist from doing that so that we can send a signal to these people, our brothers in the east, that we are not happy with what they are doing and we cannot continue to tolerate the continuous killing and destruction of properties of northerners, either resident in the east or are transacting between north and east in the name of business. And we are also calling on our youth to please calm down, that there is no need for any action. This that we are doing is enough to send a message to these people, and we believe that their leaders will listen and they will also act on this. While we are commending our security agencies for the best that they have been doing, we will continue to pray for them and for God guidance and protection. For those that have lost their lives, we are praying that God receive their souls in good faith. And those that lost their properties, we also pray and hope that God will provide for them so that they will get back what they have lost.
For strike, starting from 12 o'clock, a minute after 12 o'clock tomorrow. That is on Thursday, on the 15th December 2022. Our reasons of going to this strike is because of the people that they are in eastern part of Nigeria, Airport and East End. They are destroying our trucks, killing our drivers whenever they carry goods to them. That is why we are calling this strike. As of, let's say this December, they killed more than 100 people. I will give you an example. There's an Brekete truck. He carried people coming to north. They stopped the vehicle and killed about 42 people, which will have the evidence and the facts that anybody who wants it, he should contact the Northern Consensus Movement. He will see the facts. The same thing in Lobanta. The same thing in Aba. They killed the driver. The man is from Nasarawa State. 3 of them, they have taken the dead body to Nasarawa State for burial, whereby people, they are so worried. They even wanted to bring this peace between any Igbo and Nasarawa State people. Thank God, we are law-abiding citizens of Nigeria. Our youths, our children, anything that our leaders, our elders tell them that they should not do, they used to abide by that. That is why they calmed the situation there. So due to that, we are not going to agree to allow this thing to continue happening to our northerners.
His name is Alhaji Bello Keti, National Chairman, Cattle Dealers Association of Nigeria. President, Cattle Dealers Association of Nigeria. He is calling on all his members to embark to join NCM. He is giving directives as he has already joined the movement. So let all his members embark on this strike.
To kubar jeje nan da kuke ji na mutane munafukai wanda ba su da kishin mutanen Arewa. Su kishin su kawai aljihunsu a cici mutum su zo su karbi abin da za su karba su tafi. Don haka mu haɗa kai mu goyi bayan bawan Allah nan mu tafi abin nan yajin.
Yes, welcome. You are talking that once went Arewa, so that we nation that now they are professors of faith in the public actually still tell you you hear them everything in the before. Now the thing that I'm going to point out here is when you hear them talk about when they want to actually create a sentimental war against their public, they always not they want to drag out the everybody into the fight. They know that Fulanis need those people as they have always needed them to fight Biafrans. From the time before the war, the Fulanis had always dragged these people. They'll tell you Hausa Fulani, or they'll say the North, to bring the sentiment that they are together as North and they attack the Biafrans are attacking the North. Now they give this impression just to try to make sure that they have a formidable force to come against Biafra. And when you hear them talking about we are law-abiding and we want peace, they should calm down. I tell you, the Fulanis don't believe in calming down. The Fulanis believe in revenge. They believe in attack. They have been attacking when they were not attacked. They continue to kill and to maim. They have been killing and all of that. Now, let me bring up something here. There's something they said particularly, because I'm going to point out some stuff, especially about IPOB being outlawed, about the North, killing of the Northerners and killing of the military. I'm going to talk about that. But I want to point out something here. If you listen to that statement very well, you know, he said something towards the end of that man speaking, the one speaking, the spokesperson speaking the English. He said something. He said that their people are very law-abiding, and their people always listen to their leaders. Whatever their leaders tell them to do, they do, and whatever their leaders tell them not to do, they don't do. Now, this also tells you something very, 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 very huge here. Now, all this while, the Fulanis have been killing, have been maiming, cutting the necks of people, killing people in Plateau, killing people in Jos, killing people in in Benue, killing people all over the zoo in Zamfara, everywhere, just killing. The Fulanis have been killing. Their brothers coming from the Sahel, coming from Niger Republic, coming from Mauritania, coming from Somalia, coming from all those places, Al-Shabaab, all of them, ISIS, coming into the zoo. The borders were opened when the southern borders were closed. The northern borders were wide open, allowing influx, bringing weapons, carrying sophisticated weapons in, and helicopters of the Nigeria military dropping weapons to them when they take them to the bushes. During the COVID, they were moving them in trucks going into the bushes of Biafra land and moving Fulanis. They were moving them into Biafra land. Now, he said something critical, very critical, that you should pay attention to and should understand here. He said that their people listen to their leaders, and that is fundamentally true. The Fulanis always listen to their leaders. Now, this now should open the fact to you here now that the killings, the cutting of the necks of the people of Biafra, the people of Oduduwa, and the massive criminal acts, terrorism of these Fulanis is actually ordered by their leaders because they always listen to their leaders. You have to get that fact. That is why the emir or the sultan is not saying anything about stopping them. Because if he says and tells them to stop, they will stop. Because they always listen to their leaders. They have been like that from time. Before they even overrun the Hausa kingdom, they have been like that. They are very subject to their leaders. They see their leaders as gods. They see their leaders as people who are from God and should not be questioned. Whatever their leader says is an order from the realm of the spirit. That is how the Fulanis operate. So you should understand that what he said there is actually true. Whatever their leaders tell them to do, they do, and what their leaders tell them not to do, they don't do. So which means that the killing in Biafra land is ordered by their leaders because they have not been able to stop. They are not thinking of stopping. They are still in the bushes. They are still being supplied with arms. Their leaders are telling them to continue the killings. So you should understand in this context now that it is actually their leaders that prompt them to do what they do. It is actually part of the program which is connected to the Abuja Declaration of 1989 and of course ratification of it and further ratification of it in 1991. So now you should understand that what they do is critical to what their leadership instructs them to do. The Fulani killers on ground are actually instructed by their leaders. The opening of the borders, if they want to stop them, they will stop them. But they never said anything. They never stopped them. They never resisted them. They actually allowed them in. They kept allowing them in. In fact, some of their governors actually came on AIT or Arise TV or something, or is it channels and all of that, and said categorically that these people are our brothers. They are Fulanis. They are also part of us. Wherever Fulanis are, all over the world, they are Nigerians. So they are permitted. They are talking about killers coming with AK-47. At the height of the killings, these people came on air and told you that they are Fulanis. They are going to be given identity. They are going to be given, and they are Fulanis. And as long as they are Fulanis, they are Nigerians because Nigeria belongs to Fulani. That is the concept. And we know that we are not Nigerians. Biafrans are not Nigerians. So we are not Nigerians. So definitely, that is why we have to get out of that name that they have used to hijack us into the system and tell us that Fulani is actually in control of Nigeria, and which we know we are not Nigerians. So we have to get out of it so that we'll be able to. Now, that is what they do. So you should understand that whenever you see Fulanis carrying out a killing or attacking or doing anything they're doing, it is actually an order from their leaders. They have told you here now in this video I played that their leaders always instruct them and they obey. Their leaders instruct them and they obey. Whatever their leaders tell them, that is what they do. Whatever their leaders tell them, that is what they do. If they tell them not to move, they don't move. If they tell them to move, they move. They have given you the clue right now. Now you can use your tongue to count your teeth. All the killings in Biafra land carried out by the Fulanis is ordered by their leaders, according to the video you have heard. So you get it right now. Now, let me tell you something. The killings in Biafra land is being carried. I'm going to go to Brekete issue very soon. So shortly, just wait. Let me analyze this. We're going to go to Brekete issue. We're going to analyze that and you're going to be surprised. You're going to understand some things today. Now, it's going to be a critical revelation to you because it is critical. Very, very critical. Now, the killings being done in Biafra land is being done by the Fulanis. Get this right, not by the Northerners. Don't mind they're trying to gather everybody together. They just want to have energy by having the strength of the Hausas, the Baggies, everybody who is in the north. The killings going on in Biafra land and all over the zoo is carried out by the Fulanis. The basic terrorism, we're talking about the terrorism, we're not talking about the robbery and other things that have been there, that are always there in the society. No, we're not talking about all of those stuff because robbery and stealing is always amongst people, even time before now, people have been always doing that, people always do all of that in nations all over the world. Before, when the war started, people have been stealing and doing all of that, and there have been rules against stealing and all of that. But the terrorism, the reason for conquest, the design for conquest, to conquer the lands of the indigenous people and killing, bloody invasion of the lands of indigenous people is carried out by the Fulanis and not by the North. Get this right, please. I want you to get this right because they always bring this narrative. The North, they're attacking the North. The North have made a decision. The North this. The decision is made by the Caliphate, the Fulanis. Remember, the name Nigeria is a product that Fulani is meant to manage. It is not a product that the North is meant to manage. Get this right. The power that was given to Fulanis, not to the North. The control and the subjugation of the North is by Fulanis. The subjugation of the Hausas is by Fulanis. So when they tell you North, they simply mean that they have conquered the North and they are in control of the North. So when they mention North, they mean their territory. They mean Fulani. Because now they view the North as their own because they have conquered the North. They have conquered the people of the North. They have conquered the indigenous people. They now call it the North. The North doesn't mean that Baggy is relevant. The North doesn't mean that those in Kaduna, are relevant. Those who are not Fulanis. The North doesn't mean that those in Plateau who are not Fulanis are relevant. The North doesn't mean that those in Benue who are not, those in Abuja, those in all the states that is in the North are relevant. The North simply means that Fulani has conquered the North. Fulani is called the North. So when you hear the word North, it's just like when you talk about Roman Empire, for instance. There are so many nations, under the Roman Empire, including the Egyptian nation. They are all conquered, but you will hear the Roman Empire. That empire, that name Roman, means that they have conquered it. So in this context, they are not going to say the Fulanese, because they will need to be suspicious, and it will actually say, say so many things. Sorry, let me take water. I'm trying to. It will actually make you suspicious and attack them more. So what they need to do is they have to use that narrative, the North. So now the North here is critical of the Fulanis. It is a definition of the Fulanis, because the Hausa kingdom have been conquered, the Bagis have been conquered. All these people here, they are subject to the Fulanis. They're in control. If you go to the north, you go to Abuja, for instance, no Bagi man. Bagis are the ones who are the owners. They are the owners of Abuja. But yet they have never been a minister of state from the Bagis. A minister of state of Abuja for Abuja is always a Fulani. Erufai was once there. They are always Fulanis. Why? They are conquered. They are conquered. So when you hear them say the North, remember in that video, he was saying that the North they attacked the North. They have taken the decision. The North have taken the decision. They are talking about the Fulanis. Get this right. They are not talking about any other tribe in the North. They are talking about the Fulanis because they have been conquered. Now, get it right that the North here means Fulani. So when you hear him say the North, he's talking about Fulanis. Now, when he talks about the killings in the southeast or in Biafra land, when they say southeast, because they want to use that divide tactics to actually preserve, that tactics of saying the southeast is to cut, the coastal region away so that they will keep milking and taking the oil and, make those people feel like they are not part of it. Whereas the oil is from all Biafra territory. But they want to make it different. They say southeast, they're killing the northerners in southeast. Now they want to give impression. Remember, when they do these things, they speak in the dialect so that other people who are not educated in the north will get the message. They want to speak it and they want to say it and make them understand this. Now they say that they are killing the northerners. You and I know that the northerners are not being killed. If you go to Owerri, you see lots of northerners. You see different people from different tribes from the north. You see them, including some Fulanis living there, and nothing is happening to them. So which means that narrative is wrong. Now, what has been happening is that the Fulanis, the foot soldiers who are put in the bush, those ones they are bringing in trucks with arms and ammunition, are caught and are given the judgments that they deserve, because that is what they brought to the people. So, but now they are giving the impression to the people that the northerners are being killed. Now, they said something critical here that is very funny and very, very, when people are not educated, they just want to say some stuff. Now, they have not come outrightly to say Boko Haram is a terrorist organization or an outlawed organization. Boko Haram has been killing in the north, killing indigenous people in the north. But because the north here, those they are killing in the north are not Fulanis. It is never mentioned. It is never talked about. It is never, argued, because those who are being killed are from the north, but they are subjects of the Fulanis. So when these killings are going on, they don't bring such kind of press statements. They don't come out to say such kinds of things, because it is actually they that are in control of the north that are doing the killings. Lots of people being killed, villages sacked, communities, taken overrun by Fulani militias, and all of that. Nobody talks about it. They don't come for a press conference. They don't say they are not going to send supplies to that state for the attack in that place. They don't say all of these. But because we are dealing with these killers who have come into our land, and we are making sure we send them to the right place for judgment, they have now come to make a press brief. Now, this press brief and the bone of contention in this press brief is a basic material for this broadcast again, as much as we're waiting to go to the Brekete issue. Now let's go to the basic concept of this press brief. If you observe that press brief, it is given a mandate that is less than 24 hours to be carried out. That press brief was going to be executed within 24 hours or less. Now, what is the mandate? The mandate is that no more supplies to the southeast, according to them. No more supplies to the southeast. That means no more supplies to Biafra land. They are not going to supply foodstuff. They want to do, the regular food blockade of food, deprivation and program, to actually send their message. That is what they're trying to say here. Now, let me tell you something here. When we started our sit at home, we actually gave days notice to the people. But you see our people, they came up with the narrative of, well, people are going to be hungry for 5 days. Now, remember this mandate that these Fulanis are given. There's no time limit to it. Within 24 hours, they are telling those who are doing business that you are no more going to do business in the south, in Biafra land. Meaning that their business will be cut off. Their businesses will be affected. Their buying and selling will be affected. It will affect them financially. It will affect them, economically and all of that. They don't care. They gave that deadline, and nobody has come to complain. Nobody from the north have come. No individual have come to castigate it. No Fulani man has castigated it. Nobody have talked against it. They all concur to it. It shock you. Make I use that statement. It shock you. But sit at home for 5 days. Our people, it is our own people, when they know the purpose of the sit at home, that the sit at home is meant to redeem the people. And for the sake of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they know that the sit at home is targeted at the Fulani government and the people who are supporting them all over the nations of the world, and also targeted at targeted at making sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. They know all of this, but they came all out in the media, everywhere, social media, mainstream media, everywhere, even the local zoo media, complaining. Everybody's talking, everybody's complaining, everybody's against the sit at home. And the sit at home, the purpose of the sit at home is that there should be a release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We want referendum in Biafra land. We want our nation. Our own people came to fight it. Now, the Fulanis have told themselves that they are going to starve themselves by not doing business in Biafra land. They have said that no matter who you are, as much as you are doing business, we know you make money very well from Biafra land, but no more supplies to the so-called southeast. None of them have come since the last time since this thing was said and is executed in less than 24 hours. Everybody is complying. The whole of the north is complying. Nobody's complaining. Nobody's talking against it. Nobody's fighting it. Nobody's querying it. Nothing. Even the government is not talking. The so-called government of the zoo is not saying anything about it. None of their state actors, none of their government officials is saying anything about it, including the so-called people from the south who are in the government. They are not saying anything about it. But for the sit at home, all of them came all out to talk about it. What does that tell you? That tells you, one, that what we are doing is actually more effective and more important and of a threat to the Nigeria government. What the North is doing now is compared nothing. They are sustaining one Nigeria. Two, they are starving themselves to sustain one Nigeria. Three, they want to punish themselves economically to sustain one Nigeria. So it's not a problem. As long as what you are doing, even if it affects you negatively, even if it makes you not eat, even if it makes you lose money, even if it affects you economically, if it is to serve the purpose of one Nigeria, they would not question it. They will not say anything. They will not trouble you. The Fulanis have come together under the auspices of the Arewa, and they say they're not going to send supplies to the southeast. None of them is complaining. The government is not talking about it. Nobody's writing a petition to the international community. Nobody is saying anything about it. One, it is going to serve their purpose of sustaining one Nigeria. Two, it is going to help to starve the Biafrans, according to what they think. It's going to help to starve the Biafrans. Three, it is going to help also reduce their own income and their economy, personally and individually or collectively. Now, it's going to affect them, but they don't care. Now, our own people are so concerned. For 5 days of sit at home, they are so concerned about how much they would have made for 5 days. But look at the Fulanis. They don't care what they're going to make for those 5 days. They don't care whether they're going to lose. They don't care how much they're going to lose. You know how much they make? Millions of naira every day, sending food stuff to Biafra land. You know how much they make. But they are telling themselves that they are going to lose those monies because, one, they want to sustain Nigeria. Two, they are saying that, of course, we know it's just a formality. They're saying they want to pass a message. Now, we wanted to use the sit-at-home. We actually intended using the sit-at-home to pass a message to the Nigeria government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to call for a referendum. We're passing that message. And our own people were fighting. Their representatives are fighting us. Every one of them fighting us, and all of that. The war hell was let loose. Nobody was talking about the reason for the sit-at-home. Everybody was talking about how people are not going to eat, how people are going to starve. Today, the Fulanis have executed their own program of trying to starve Biafrans. How many of them that are saying all of these have said, why is Fulani starving our people? Why are they trying to stop our people from eating? Why are they trying to starve our people? They have not said all that. All those people, all those idiots, all those Nzama people, all those E-frogs, all those people who are talking about starving people, all those HOs, and all those Dr. Damages, and all those people who have been talking about food, they have not said anything. Go to their Twitter handle, go to all their platforms. They have not said anything about starving Biafrans by the singular action of these Arewa people. It is not more about starving Biafrans. It is no more about starving Biafrans. This act will not starve Biafrans. But for people to sit at home for 5 days, remember, this is their food stuff program, suspending food stuff. It's not, there's no time limit to it. It can stay for 1 month, it can stay for 2 months. There's no time limit to it. Nobody is complaining. All these people who are talking about starving the people, and the people not doing business in Christmas, and the people not having opportunity to do buying and selling in Christmas, nobody is saying anything about it. But for 5 days of sit at home, they all had something to say. They all remembered that the people should eat. They all remember that the people have to do business. They all remember that the people have to do what they have to do to get money, to make money. The people will go hungry. The people will go hungry. You know people are hungry. You know the economy is not good. Who made the economy not to be good? The same zoo. The same idiots. Who is now trying to sort it out? The people who are trying to sort it out, they are telling the people not to sort it out, that they are going to go hungry. They are going to go more hungry. The people are already hungry. They are saying, okay, we want to go further hungry to see that we get ourselves out of this mess so that we will not go hungry again. They say, no, if you do it, you're going to go more hungry. So don't do it. And they came all out to kill the people. Now, obviously, we all know that the killings in Biafra land, all this while, is by the Fulanis. They have been doing the killings. They have butchered. You saw the video where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu played one. We always use that as a sample, as a means of explanation, where this lady was raped and butchered, put on camera by the Fulanis. Several ones tearing, pregnant woman, opening the belly, bringing out the child in it, butchering the mother, butchering the child, spilling blood of Biafrans, killing Biafrans in cold blood. Nobody, the Arewa, never said anything about it. The so-called governors they are trying to get to, the so-called governors on Biafra land, which they are saying they are trying to send message to, none of them said anything about it. They came to Ebonyi, they killed people, none of them said anything about it. They came to Anambra, they killed people, none of them said anything about it. They came to Imo State, they killed people. In fact, their military is bombing from the air. They never said anything about it. None of them said anything about it. Now, this man said that IPOB is outlawed, but he never said that Fulani, Boko Haram, ISIS, they are outlawed. They don't make mention of that. They don't. Anytime they want to talk about Boko Haram, they just mention Boko Haram passively, and they never give further details about it. They never talk about the activities. They never talk about how deadly they are. They never talk about going on strike to make sure that they stop Boko Haram from attacking or ISIS from attacking. They never talk about all of those details, but they want to go on strike for the killings they initiate in Biafra land. That is indirect way of killing the people, and at the same time making it look like they are the people killing their own people, and then of course using that means to try to cause a food blockade, so that you now say it's because of that they are stopping the food. They want to use that means they did in 1967, making sure that there is food shortage in Biafra land, so that the people will be thinking of hunger, and then the people will begin to lament and begin to fight IPOB. Begin to fight against Mazi Samanepa, begin to fight against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want the people to be very hungry. Then the people will now say, it's because of you we are hungry. Please allow these people. Please don't, let's stop this thing. Please stop asking for Biafra. But funny enough, Biafra has gone past that level. We are smarter than them. We are wiser than them. Arewa, what does look at their faces? We are smarter, we are wiser, we are more professional than them. So all they can do is to just do what they have to do, but they cannot see them. They cannot. Before they go there, we already know what they're going to do. We already know all these templates they're playing. We already know all of these details. Now, he said IPOB is outlawed by their zoo, by the enemies of Biafra. The enemy. What do you expect your enemy to name you? Want your enemy to give you a good name? Of course, they will call you terrorists. That is what they should do. Nobody should be surprised that IPOB is called a terrorist organization by the zoo caliphate government. All over the world, nobody calls IPOB. In fact, we are registered in different nations of the world, and we are doing our rallies everywhere. Nobody disturbs because reasonable people know that we are fighting for freedom. It is only the unreasonable people that thinks that we are terrorists. And because they want to name the dog, give the dog a bad name to kill it. That's why they called it. So we all know that status. So which means that these Arewa people are part of the people who want to name IPOB and kill them. Their program is to name the people. First, they come with the narrative terrorists, so that when they say they are not going to send food again to the place, they say they are not sending it because of the terrorists. So they have to do the evil they want to do by trying to use a takia format, and that is calling us terrorists. That's it. That is it. The Takia format. Now they talk about killing of Fulanis. I told you they are the ones that have been killing. It is the still Nigeria agents, the Bubago and co, recruiting the people who have decided to allow themselves to become stooges in the hands of the Fulanis to cause mayhem within, so that we'll begin to fight within us. Now they said something. They said that even we at IPOB and ESN is killing the military. They never said the military is coming to bombard the people. They never showed a video where military is shooting on the houses of people. They never saw it. They never told us that the military has killed Biafrans. They never said it. They just said that ESN is killing the military. We all know that ESN does not kill military. ESN is killing the Nigeria terrorists, including the ones in the military, because it is still the same Boko Haram that are being absorbed into the military and brought into Biafra land. So whether you give them uniform or they come like with their own cloth, we know we can identify them as terrorists because they do the same program. The ones on uniform actually do the covering because they have uniform. So they stay there so that you can see them as Nigeria agents or as government agents. But they are actually people who kill more. And then they have their foot soldiers who are also killing. So we recognize them. So when they say we're killing military, that tells you something. They are talking about their foot soldiers, which means they are actually, securing their foot soldiers. There's a particular word I'm looking for. They are actually, oh my God, I forgot, this word came to my mind again. They are actually preserving and actually trying to protect their own terrorists who are in the military. Because we all know that many Boko Haram members from the Sahel have been recruited into the Nigerian military. And we know that Nigeria is a product of the Fulani Caliphate. It's given to the Fulani Caliphate to manage on behalf of Britain. So whatever is in it is actually a terrorist body and group. So let's leave that. Please, everybody disregard. They cannot starve us. They cannot keep us hungry. They cannot do anything to us. But I'm going to go to the issue of Brekete now because time is fast spent. So let's go to the issue of Brekete. I want you to understand something critical here because there's some revelations I'm going to make in, of course, which of course you may know, but you might not have thought that way. But let me play the video of the idiot which he made yesterday. Let me play the video.
Yeah, this is emergency number for consumer services. Yes, this is ordinary president calling you from Abuja, Nigeria. Yes. Yes, I want to tell you to tell your government to stop supporting a terrorist in your country while he is destroying Nigeria. I am calling you from Human Rights Radio and Television. Listen to me first. Listen to me first, my friend. No, I am talking to you. I want you to tell your useless government that we don't like what the Finland government is doing. By housing, he has ended the call on me. Call him back. No be Nigeria, no. From the way they talk now, from nosy they talk.
His son not be like.
Call them. Everybody when they watch this program, call this number. Bombard them. Tell them they can't destroy Nigeria. Let them know that they have taught the wrong side of Nigeria. We are fighting on behalf of our government. You don't they call back? You don't they? I am still warning you. Tell your government to stay out of Nigeria's issues. We have our internal issues. How can your country give asylum to Simon Ekpa, who has ordered his people to kill Nigerians in Nigeria, and they are killing people? So far, they have killed over 100 people in Nigeria. Please tell your government, this is the ordinary president talking to you. My friend, I'm talking to you, answer me. You say what? Say it, talk to me clearly.
Ministry for Foreign Affairs, Finland, Consular Service.
We should talk to Minister of Foreign Affairs in Finland. My friend, what is wrong with you? I'm talking to you. You are saying something else.
Yes. Of course, we all heard, we have seen that video before. You saw the analysis Master Manuka gave yesterday on that video and the details that he had actually brought out of that video. But I am going to be talking in another angle today, about that video. Now, first, I want you to understand something. That you see, the strategy to actually deceive the people and hoodwink the people is critical. And it is actually designed by Britain. And Fulanis become the people who execute this thing, using the stooges all around the nations, in a contraption called Nigeria. I want you to understand that the concept of this human rights so-called Brekete radio, or whatever it is called, is actually a program designed to keep the people hopeful for what is not real. In the first place, that's when you hear of human rights radio. Remember, it's a Fulani stooge that is there. It's called human rights radio. And all they do is that they ask you to bring things. If you know your rights have been taken from you, you should come with all of that, and then they will make sure the government responds to you and all of that. In the first place, we all understand that the government is even illegal because the constitution in which the government operates, it's not democratic. It's actually the constitution of Sharia and the caliphate. So definitely we know that there's nothing like human rights in the concept of Nigeria. But now they need to always give you that opportunity to be deceived, to think that you actually have something called human rights, which of course they wrote in that constitution, but which of course we have a clause in chapter 6 that makes you, that tells you that you don't have that right, even if you have it written down. You don't have right to anything. You can't demand the government to do anything for you, even if these details are written in the document. So now, but they needed to also go further to make sure that they keep you deceived and keep you hoodwinked and keep you always, thinking that being hopeful that something good can come out. They create something like the human rights radio, and they put somebody that becomes like a camouflage government. The man calls himself human rights radio, and he calls himself the ordinary president, a camouflage of the zoo presidency. So now he now makes it look like they now make it look like it's not just him, because he's actually playing the program of the caliphate. So they now make it look like you can always have, as long as you can come to this man who is a Fulani stooge, you can come to him and tell them your problem, because when you go there, all they do is everything. If you have a court case, if you have an issue that bothers with the government, that bothers about your rights and all of that, you can come there and tender it, and they will listen to it. They'll get the details, they'll get the facts, and then they will shake their body and say, talk tough, as if they can destroy the Fulani government. But actually, it's the Fulani government that created them. The Fulani government registered them. The Fulani government knows where they are. The Fulani government permitted them to operate because they are products of the Fulani government. The reason why the Fulani government cannot register IPOB, because they know that IPOB cannot take Nigeria, cannot take the nonsense from Nigeria, is seeking for freedom. So when truly, if they talk about rights, they will not register IPOB, because IPOB is an independent, force to actually, implement the rights or to enforce the rights of the people. But they can register groups like human rights groups, societies, and all of that, because they know those ones will be regulated by their laws. So this human rights radio also, they now decided to bring it down to the level of the people, where the people will be thinking that rather than the people fighting for their rights, they will be hoping that through this human rights radio, they're going to get justice. So what these people do is that when they come, they shake, they talk tough as if they're going to. Have you listened to them several times? I've listened to, when I was in Abuja, I always listened to them. In fact, there was a time I carried a program to a particular case, that a particular case, that I and my father, we have with the government, and all of that, for a particular payment and all of that, which have not been paid to today. We carried that case to them, and that to today, the man just to today, he has not done anything about it. But they have so many people coming there, with information. You saw all those people, those people sitting there. They are all people with issues, thinking that they're going to have solace under the auspices, under the umbrella of the same caliphate that designed this group. Now, this they call it human rights, to give you an impression that you can always find your right, you can always get your right, you can always fight for your right, and you can always succeed. So when these people, so-called Brekete do all their moves for all those small little things that the government can afford to sort, they will do it. But for those ones they know that the government will not do, will not sort, they will just play around it and then toss it away. And before you know it, they will not allow you to actually, they will not allow you to actually, respond. I mean, they will just, before you know, they will neglect you, and they'll begin to, they always deal with the petty matters that they can easily get the government to respond, so that the people will now feel, wow, they have done this one, they're going to do the next one. And then they will keep you, and those ones that are very grave matters, that they know that you cannot, this one will expose the government, and this one will actually, destroy their own position, and the government will not take this nonsense from them. They would keep dribbling you until you are frustrated. Now, the human rights radio was created to give an impression to the people, in the low-class people, that they have hope in Nigeria. You should understand that. And the human rights radio is not outside the jurisdiction of Nigeria. It is actually a product, an extension of Nigeria, the extension of the avenue where you will be deceived, where you will be made to think that you can believe in Nigeria and you can get justice in Nigeria. Now, when they showcased this, they knew it was going to sell because it's a packaged product. So with that, now they were able to get lots of people. Of course, we know that over 90% of Nigerians are suffering. 90%, it is only few people that actually have the means. But over 90% are poor. And they know that this 90% will believe in the human rights radio as a means of justice. They will believe that, yes, if I have something, I can go to this place and I will get justice. And that is the narrative they have sold. And that is the narrative they have actually succeeded in letting the people believe in. If you go to Abuja, you see crowd, you see letters, you see people writing to the human rights radio. Brekete is popular. Everywhere, when you talk about Brekete, they say, oh, yes, if you go there, you'll get your rights. Never. You'll see Biafrans writing, including us, foolishly, we wrote to them. They will make you feel like you will get justice. You know why? The government want to put you in a place where you will be hoping and hope until you die. And then the next generation will come, be hoping and hoping. They call the man, that's the name they call him, ordinary president, is not by accident. It is meant to hoodwink you to think that he has some power for the ordinary people. So when he exudes that power for the ordinary people, the government will, when he coughs, the government will respond. No, that's not true. You see all the shaking he's doing there is because what he's doing will favor the zoo government. That is why he's doing all of those craze. As he come out to tell the zoo government that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying that the person in Aso Rock is not Buhari, let them come and defend it. Has he ever said that? If he believes in human rights and he believes in the right of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has he ever come to say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and extraordinarily renditioned? Let the government come and face it and tell them and release him. Has he ever said that? No, he has not said that. If it is truly a human right that is meant to actually preserve your rights, has he ever come to tell the government that the policy, all the promises they made, including the restructuring that they made in 2014, they have not delivered? Has he come to say it? No. But all he does is when you bring an issue, he says, the government must pay you this money. The government must pay you this money. And then what is money? Of course, money is what you need. They know money drives you. They know money will drive you. They know at any time they give you money, you'll be happy. So if the government is owing you, for instance, and he comes and says, government must pay, the government will pay, definitely. They already intend to pay because they know that you need money, you know, and you need money to close your mouth, not because they think that they are concerned about your well-being, but to make you feel good about the system. So they pay you the way they want to pay you, and they cause some delays. And then you take the matter to Human Rights Radio, and they talk and talk and talk, and then the government now pays you. And then they say, yes, the government have paid. So you see, the government is a listening government. They now use it as a means of propagating and propagating how good the government is and promoting the government. So the Human Rights Radio was used as a design to get the people who are the needy, the hungry people, over 90% of the people who are hungry, to think that when they come there, they're going to just get justice. And at the same time, to think that the government can be brought to book and the government can be accountable. So when they do all those noise and then the government pay you that money, that little stipend, you know, that stipend they're owing you, you will now be jubilating. Yes, so I can get my right. So it doesn't matter. Let Nigeria continue. My rights can be sustained. They give you an impression that your right is sustained in Nigeria. That is why you see so many people don't bother again. They relax. Because they believe that however it is, no matter what, Human Rights Radio is there. They are talking for us. They are speaking on our behalf. Every time you'll be keen to be listening to Human Rights Radio, they'll be giving you stories, making you feel like something is happening, making you feel like judgment is coming, making you feel like your right is secure, making you feel like no matter what, in Nigeria, you can also get your right. All is lies. Mirage. The more you come there to see it, the more you look further, you see in front again. Just like, you know, that thing I told you last time. I said, when you go to the highway, when it is very sunny on a tarred road, you know, you look forward, it will be as if there's water there. You now begin to walk. You walk and walk and walk and walk. You get to that place that you saw. You discover there, you get there, it's dry. You now look forward. You see that same thing you saw there where you are standing now. You see it in front as if there's water there. You start walking down there. You know, when we're little, we're doing that thing. We just be walking and we get there. We just don't see the water. We go forward and you keep going until you get lost. You'll keep walking until you get mirage. That thing is called mirage. That is the concept of the Human Rights Radio. So now they use it now to mislead the grassroots who are more in the society. And so now that they have been misled, they now see it as a tool to drive their political campaign. So now the target here has been this. If you observe, since Ejiofor has been doing all of his shenanigans and all of these, and nothing was going on, he has not been exposed, you discover that when it comes to the point of legality and all of that, the Fulanis were still bombarding and doing all of that, but nobody was talking the way they are talking now. The people who are coming out to talk so strongly and sending petitions against Mazi, sending petitions against every one of us, sending petitions here and there all over the world, they were not doing it. You know why? Ejiofor was already a representation, was already doing what he needed to do to calm the people. So they feel that what you just like what Brekete have done, Brekete have been able to get the people to believe in Nigeria because they call them grassroots, you know, human rights, blah 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 blah, speaking the voice of the people. Ejiofor now came also socialize with the people and penetrate Biafrans. So all of these petitions were not going around. As soon as Ejiofor was exposed, all hell let loose. They now began to come out also because they now know that they have lost it. Ejiofor would have been the best bet because he's a so-called lawyer representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and based on the fact that he's representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is sentimentally an ability, an approach, or an access to the people. Because when you talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the people get emotional because they know that he's actually for the people. They know he's true. So they get emotional about the details. So when somebody is actually being used by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a legal personnel, everybody is fine. Everybody will listen. So they knew that using Ejiofor was the best bet. Now, when Ejiofor was exposed, suddenly hell was let loose. They looked for another target. Who is the person again close to the grassroots that the people believe more in? Brekete. Now say, Brekete, it's your turn. It's now Brekete's turn. You are somebody of the grassroots. They believe in you too. Ejiofor has played his card and was able to be believed by the Biafrans, the grassroots, who believe so much in him that he's going to actually rescue Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the people have been believing that narrative that he's going to rescue Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we know that Ejiofor is our stooge and he's playing our program. Now that he has been exposed, Brekete, now it is now your turn. Everybody begins to write petition. The Ohaneze, everybody comes out, begin to write petition here and there. Ejiofor comes to also distract, says he's suing in the same zoo place where we are telling them that they are the ones sponsoring him. He's suing us in the government that is sponsoring Ejiofor. So he wants us to be, he's suing IPOB, or he's suing Mazi Samanepa, and of course the 4 others in the same zoo government where he's been sponsored. So he never went to actually write to the Finland government to sue him in the courts there or over there, because that's where you know, Samanepa is. If you want to sue him, that's where he's actually bombarding you from. So you sue him there, but no, he came to the zoo and to sue him in a place where, one, Samanepa is not even a citizen of that place called Nigeria. 2, he's not speaking from there, he's operating from Finland. So why not sue him there where you know that justice will prevail? But you are suing him in a place where you know that it is your jurisdiction. They are the ones sponsoring you. They are the ones protecting you. They are the ones using you for every carnage and every evil that you are doing. You are now suing him in the court of your sponsors. How does that work out? You sue him in the court of your sponsors. It's not possible. If you want to sue him, you either take it to ICC. If you think that it's an international stuff now, it cuts across nations, which of course we know Nigeria is not a nation. You know, it cuts across location and all of that. Then go to the International Criminal Court and file something there against him, so that you will have a neutral position to actually be to be tried. You know, but in the zoo, all the evidences that will be brought with will be thwarted, because you know why? Because they will cover your excesses. They will cover your ass, because they are the ones who sent you, they are the ones who funded you, they're the ones who actually gave you the resources. So bringing the case to their court again means that you actually you're actually trying to be very stupid, because you always know that that the zoo will give you cover in all ways, legally and always. So you bring it to the court where you're going to receive cover. No, it's not possible. It doesn't work that way. So that is trash. So now they know Ejiofor has been exposed. Now they need some other people who are connected to the grassroots. They know that the ranting of Ohaneze and all of this, don't even the writing and all of that, they have to do it, but it doesn't actually affect the people. So they need a body that is close to the people, that the people have come to understand and believe over time that they represent human rights. They need to get such kind of person to come play the ball now. They now picked Brekete. 1, Brekete is their stooge. He's a Fulani stooge. He's their person. 2, he represents them, the northern narrative. 3, he has been over time been doing things that some Biafrans think that he's real, and he's been favorable to them based on the activities. He has been doing so many things that the public will hear the story and say, wow, this man is doing a great job for the common man. So the people have come to believe in him. So they believe that at least out of the 90% of the grassroots, at least up to 70% would actually believe this man, whatever he does. Now, if you listen to that Brekete, he says something, we have our internal issues. Now, let me tell you something. You see all these people, they cash in, they make their money from the trouble that Nigeria has put the nations that are trapped under it. How do they make their money? The people are so troubled. The people are so in trouble. The people are so overwhelmed by the situation. They come to Human Rights Radio, where they think that is where their hope is, their last hope. Now, which we know that Human Rights Radio belong to the zoo. And then in that Human Rights Radio, they begin to work on their emotion, you know, do lots of things, activities to make them feel that they actually are being helped. They use that means to work with words. They keep saying so many things. We are fighting for you. We are fighting for the grassroots. We are doing things for you. We are going to make sure the government must come to believe the people. We must make sure that the government come to the aid of the people. We must make sure that the government must do what the people want. You begin to believe all those narratives. You begin to believe all those nonsense. The government is using this radio to work on your psyche. Before you know it, you now become a strong henchman of Nigeria. Contraption. Then, now that the game has come to this point, now when they know they can play the card well, they now bring him in. They know that whatever he does now, you believe. because you believe he represents the interest of the people and all of that. He now tells you, now makes you believe that whatever is wrong with you is our internal issues. We, Brekete, we will solve it for you. So now he brought that narrative when he was talking to the Finland representative. He said, we have our own internal issues in Nigeria. Now, he didn't tell them the internal issues, the killings of the Biafrans, the bombardment of the people, and all the carnage and all the evil being done. He never talked about that. But the internal issues is just the phrase used to cover everything. We have our internal issues. They are just issues. They are not. We don't have terrorism problem. We have just issues, internal issues, which we can resolve. The internal issues that the military have not been able to resolve. The internal issues that the government cannot stop the militias coming from the northern borders. The internal issues that the military is using their helicopters to supply arms to the militias and the killers and the terrorists. The internal issues that the government is saying that the fulani is coming from all the places all belong to Nigeria. They will give in citizenship and they should be allowed to reside here. Coming all with their AK-47 coming in to kill people. They've been killing people, yet the government and their governors and all those people who represent them not saying anything. The internal issues that Biafrans are being butchered and beheaded. Even Fashoranti daughter was killed in Oduduwa land. They are killing people in the bushes and all of that. The farmland of people like Wole Soyinka and other people have been ransacked and destroyed by the Fulanis. The internal issues that have cost thousands of lives, people, millions of people in IDP camps, they are all there. They are internal issues. He is not talking about them. He's not reporting to the Finland government about them. He's not reporting to the international community about them. He's only coming to tell them to arrest somebody who is trying to stop these internal issues or this evil happening, who is trying to stop this evil. He says we have our internal issues, which means that these internal issues are necessary for him to continue to cash on the people. Because when the people come to Human Rights Radio, they're using it to make money. They are using it to gain the hearts of the people. They're using it to get information from the people. Because when the people come with their story, give the narrative of their story, they use it to access the information, just like what happens in the religious sector, just like what the Roman Empire brought into Christianity. The people go to confess to priests. What happens there? The priest gets the information from you. They use it to know what is on your mind. They are able to tell if you are connected or somehow indirectly what you are doing or what you are saying or what is happening with you has a way to, it will affect the Roman Empire, or maybe to decode if what you are representing or what you are saying or however it is, they are able to know psychologically if from what you're confessing, their empire is in trouble or there's an intended plan to invade the empire. They want to use those confession through the religious means because they know religion will make you confess, because you always believe you are talking to God. You're confessing to God. You're actually wanting God's help and support. And of course, we always seek for God. We always seek for something higher than us to intervene. So you will always want to come to confess. So they made it so in the Roman system where they brought it into the church, where they now call this Roman Catholic Church, where now you will now have to, confess. And then they will know what is on your heart. They will know what you are planning. They will know what you are doing. They will be able to monitor you. The same way also, they now brought this into the issue of human rights. They call it human rights, so that when you come there, you will tell them your problems. You will tell them what you're going through. You will tell them what you think about Nigeria. You will tell them so many things. They will use your information to get a master plan for Nigeria, to plan further. They will use their information to get them to the mind of the people, the nations within, to get to the minds of what the Biafrans are thinking, what the Oduduwa people are thinking. So the Human Rights Radio was set up to get information from you, just like Roman Catholic Church used the issue of confession to priests to get information to sustain the Roman Empire. So it is strategic. This time around, it has been brought to make it look like it's a group, that would help you, a group that is there for you, to fight against the government. You think if they are fighting against the government will allow them to stay in that office where they are, where everybody knows, to stay there for one moment? You think they will allow them in that place they are in Abuja? You think the government will allow them to stay there for one moment? They will capture all of them and put them in jail. You think if they were fighting for the government, fighting against the government, truly, they would have been able to stay there one day? Not possible. Now, let me tell you, he himself said with his mouth that they are actually fighting to sustain the government. Did you hear him when he said so? Yes, he said so. He said, we are fighting for our government. We are defending our government. How can you defend something that is illegal? How can you you are talking about human rights. You are defending something that does not represent human rights. So if that Brekete and co were true and they stand on human rights, you think he will say that thing? But because he had to say it, so that now he thinks that they have deceived the people have come to believe in Nigeria. Two, he wants to give the people impression that whatever they do, they have to still preserve Nigeria, because they, Brekete, whatever they are doing for the people is for the sake of sustaining Nigeria. So he now tells that Finland representative, after the man has hung up, he says in camera, he says to the people, and you see in that place, you see the room there, you see the people sitting down from different places, from different nations, sitting down as slaves. Some of them will claim they are professionals, some of them will claim they're educated. They were sitting down there doing what he's saying, being remote controlled. That scene represents Nigeria. You see that man called himself common president, ordinary president. He's actually a representation of the caliphate. You see that place, that room, they show all those people. Those who represent the nations. Those who represent all the nations trapped in that that enclosure, trapped in that cage, where you see that man staying by the mic, dictating what they should do. That is the same way Nigeria has been dictating the destiny of the nations. They were all calling the nations that want to help them to be free, calling them to tell them not to help them to be free. They were all in that room, calling the nations, calling Finland that is helping to save them, not to save them, because Nigeria is dictating to them to tell Finland not to save them. That Brekete represents Nigeria. That his studio represents the territory they have trapped everybody together in, which belonged to the people, but now they have called it Nigeria. He said it right there that he's fighting to preserve the government that he's always claiming to fight, that is carrying out, human rights abuses. The same government he says is abusing human rights is the same government he's telling them that he's fighting to preserve. So which means what he's doing for the people is actually to promote the concept or to promote the government. So when he does a little and the government out of 200 issues solves one, he uses that one to campaign for the government. It's just like when they talk about trader money. They say they are giving out money to people and all of that. They now give 1, 2, 3 people. They now say, they have helped everybody. They use that as a reference point to campaign that they're actually working for the people. The same way that human rights, so-called human rights radio is doing. When they have thousands of issues on their table, but before they solve one, they will talk and talk and talk and make sure they campaign about Nigeria, about unity, about how Nigeria must be good, about how things must be well. And they will promote Nigeria until now, they now solve one matter. When they solve one matter, people will now use that matter as testimony that Nigeria can be good. Nigeria can be good. This man is doing a great job. This man is actually doing a great job. This man is great. This man is this. This man is standing for the common people. This man is actually doing things for the common people. That is a narrative. That is what Brekete represents. So the reason why they contracted Brekete and made him the chosen one is because Ejiofor has been exposed. Exposing Ejiofor, they had no other person who is closer to the grassroots. Because the reason why Ejiofor became close to the grassroots is because Ejiofor is representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And knowing that the sentiment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why people are following Ejiofor. So they have been using Ejiofor. As soon as Ejiofor was exposed, all of them became confused. All of them started writing. Everybody started doing all their things from their corners. They are writing to Finland. They are writing this petition. They are abusing, sending messages. They are doing everything to stop the movement. But they now know that they need another person that can actually easily access the people to also continue the narrative which Ejiofor has been cut off from. They now bring the Human Rights Radio because they believe the Human Rights Radio has been there for the people for a long time. So the people have believed so much in it, just like the people have believed in Ejiofor because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they believe that the people now are so close to Human Rights Radio that they believe that if Human Rights Radio says something, the people will follow it. And you saw it in that room. He said, begin to call them. They don't know that this is Nigeria. Indirectly, he was exposing them to tell you that Nigerians are radicals, Nigerians are terrorists, Nigerians are uncultured, they are untamed. The way he was talking radically, and he was saying that they don't know that you can't. This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria means that you are untamed, you are not cultured, you are radical, you are not disciplined, you are just there, you don't reason, you just behave anyhow. Look at the way he was talking to a person who is presiding or who is a representative of a nation that is well organized, a nation that has good healthcare system, have good infrastructure, have everything intact. The place he's talking from doesn't have infrastructure, doesn't have good healthcare, doesn't have good wages, cannot pay well. Your people are running to that nation to be well, to have money and all of that. You are now saying that tell your useless government. You see how stupid these people are. I want everybody, please like this video, send it, let him get it. Let this Brekete get this video and let him hear the message. Also send it to these Arewa people. The reason why Brekete was chosen is because they feel that they need people that the people believe in. They feel they need platforms that the people believe in. They believe that people have come to believe in Brekete as a human rights radio. So the people will listen to him and his actions will go far and sell. And they believe that the international community will hear when they hear that he is the ordinary president representing the ordinary people. And he's talking now on that, based on that portfolio of being an ordinary president, according to how he's called, and being a human rights radio. When they hear from a human rights radio, they'll believe that, it is the people that are talking, the people. And then they now call people in the studio. The camera shows the people. The people are typing, calling the number. We don't want them. We don't want your help. We don't want your help. Simon Ekpa. So they will believe that they will now send a narrative that actually, these people actually, what Ekpa is doing is not what the people want. They use a platform that is called Human Rights Radio, and they use the man who they say is an ordinary president to represent the image of the presidency, and also to make it look like, since it is a human rights radio, it is actually talking for the people. So they want to make it give an impression to the world and to Finland that Mazi Simon Ekpa is not actually supported by the people. The people believe in Nigeria. That is why the Human Rights Radio, which represents the people, which the people believe in, is now propagating the gospel and is now the one actually speaking now on behalf of the people. So they now decide to choose him because initially Ejiofor was actually like the one whom they are trying to portray to the world that he's speaking for the people, because they believe that when it comes to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says, and since sentimentally he is actually representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and people will always believe that whatever he says now, people will agree that it is from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and if they use him to fight this cause, people will say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no more with the people. Now look at the narrative. There's one particular man on Twitter that posted one junk talking about a report and all of that. I think he's an Indian or something. I don't know where he's from. Posted the narrative and all of that, and I sent him a particular message. Biafrans have been bombarding him. We keep bombarding him. Let me see if I can see his name. One man saying so many stupid things, and all of that. Let me see if I can see his name again, and then I'll be able to actually get us to, so that for those of you who have not been there, you can go there and make him understand that he's a pretty shitty hole. He's just he's just there doing the bidding of I can't find it again. I don't know. I can't find it. His name is something. Okay, let me see if I can connect it this way and get to it, because I think it was actually sent to me by someone also, so which I can use that link to actually get to him, so you can also connect from that end. So let me open it now. The name of the man. Now I'll get the name of the man. I'm going to tell you his name is His name is Gobak Singh Chahal. Gobak Singh Chahal. I don't understand this kind of people. He said he's CEO at ProcureNet, MedRiver, at BNN Breaking, founder, and at Chaha non-profits, but he has been paid money by the Fulani to post this jargon and this nonsense, fake news media and bad politicians, but he's promoting the bad politicians in the zoo. He said he's fighting against bad politicians, but he's promoting them by the things he has posted. Now, he posted some rubbish here let me read what he posted. He says, Simon Ekpa, the self-acclaimed disciple of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has ended his ordered 5 days sit-at-home across the southeast. He officially ended the sit-at-home order that led to the loss of lives. That means he's saying, implying indirectly, that Mazi Simon Ekpa is responsible for the loss of lives, properties across the region, in a YouTube post yesterday night where he attempted to justify the order. Now he's trying to tell you that Simon Ekpa is justifying the order. First, I want him to understand that this order is not by Simon Ekpa alone. Biafrans decided. How did Biafrans decide? The moment the sit-at-home was cancelled by the defunct members of the DOS, when they were given money, of course, we all have the evidences, when they were given money by Soludo and co. to write something and cancel the sit-at-home, which Chinasa Onyoshi, Muhammad Abbas himself said that they were given money. He said they were given money to change the narrative, to write something else, to cancel the sit-at-home. He confirmed it. So everybody who wants to argue that can go and find that detail and get it. Now, the same, the same thing, of course, this is evident. Now, the clear thing here is that when the thing was cancelled, the people decided to sit at home. Mazi Simon Ekpa was not even in control then. He was still waiting to see what's happening. He was watching, observing. Even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had given them the go-ahead to lead, he was still quiet, listening, watching. The people decided to sit at home, decided that every month they are going to sit at home. That is when Mazi and Simon Ekpa now took it up. The people decided, and that is why the sit at home is of the people, because the people themselves decided. And when it came to the point of these 5 days, we all decided, we said we want to sit at home 5 days, and we told him. And he decided to go and say the people have decided, and hereby we announce, because he's the spokesperson. So he's speaking for the people. He's not speaking for himself. So all these people, this man, Gobach Singh Chahal, having over 1,000 people on Twitter following him, he thinks that because he has such number and he can collect money and come to give a wrong narrative about Mazi Simon Ekpa and Biafra. He doesn't know that if he's talking against Mazi Simon Ekpa, he's talking to Biafrans. He's talking against Biafrans. He's trying to, one man called Chahal, please, somebody should send him this message on Twitter. Let him watch it too, Tell him that he's fighting over 80 million Biafrans. For coming to post this garbage here. He's fighting against over 80 million Biafrans. So meanwhile, IPOB through its leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has dissociated itself from EPA and the 5-day sit-at-home. Where did he get that information? When was it? Where was it posted that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dissociated himself from EPA? Have they called him out to speak and he came out and he has the voice evidence that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out? Is it the Jofo that is criminally fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that comes to tell you something and you say that it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is saying it? If a Jofo truly wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to speak and he knows that they have said discharged, he would have told them to, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I can't speak on his behalf. He has been discharged. Tell him to come out and speak for himself. If Ejiofor was true, that's what he would have done. Because now he has the ability to say, now, I'm not going to speak for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. The courts have said he's discharged, even if we know the court never said acquitted. But the court have said he's discharged. So DS, even if he's discharged, automatically he's supposed to be acquitted. Because when he's discharged, why are you holding him anymore? So if he's discharged, this is the time that Ejiofor, if he was real, would have said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been discharged. Now he's telling me he wants to speak to the people. He said he disowns EPA. Allow him to go publicly, because if he says he disowns EPA, it is to your favor as Nigeria. So let him come publicly to say it to the people. The people will believe more. But he never said it. The Nigeria contraption also never did that, because they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never said that. If he truly have said that, they will hurriedly on their own bring him out to say it to the people, because they know he never said that, and they know he will never say that. If you like, beat him and hurt him several ways, he will never say that. He has said even to death, he's going to die for this cause. And he said even at his death, it is even worse for Nigeria. And that is what they know. So you are now saying that he dissociated himself from EPA and termed the order as wicked and the initiator of heinous crime against humanity, and yet you don't have evidence over that. Look at this man who called himself, I don't know why, they think that Nigeria is a criminal place. They know Nigeria to be a criminal place, so they will just come. He cannot post this thing on his own country because they will arrest him. They will tell him to bring evidences. He cannot post this, but he can post it about Nigeria because he knows Nigeria is a free-for-all crime scene. Free-for-all crime ground for every criminal all over the nations of the world. That is why Britain is taking crude oil, taking resources free of charge, taking other things free of charge. Everybody comes and does business and refuse to pay tax, and they steal all the money, leave the roads bad. Where they build their companies, they don't fix the road. They don't have any responsibility to the community. They extract oil, they destroy the community, destroy the waters. They build companies. Chinese will come, Lebanese will come, build companies. That company, where they build the company, look at the road is bad. Everywhere is bad. Everything is spoiled. Nobody's doing anything right because they know Nigeria is a free-for-all criminal scene or crime location for everybody to actually do whatever. So this man now have collected his money, called himself a non-profit organization CEO, and he has come here to actually sell the narrative for Nigeria. They are now targeting people they think that have audience on social media, and they use them. They now think also the same way also they believe that human rights has audience. He has actually captured the minds of up to 17% of Nigerians, so-called Nigerians. And so they can use him now that Ejiofor has gone down. They can now use him to sell the narrative of their evil, of one Nigeria, calling Finland to think that Finland will listen because it's a human. That's why he was introducing himself very well. He wanted to hear the man say something. When he first said, my name is I'm the ordinary president from Human Rights Radio. He now paused. He wants to hear the man say, wow, that's good. Wanted the man to hail him because they always believe in Nigeria that everything is about hailing. So he waited for a while. The man didn't say anything. He was trying to listen. So when the man saw that he didn't say anything, the man answered yes. So the man was, and so he now began to brag. I want you to tell this. I want you giving order to a nation that will destroy you any moment. Fulanis, that's how they don't have sense. That's how they don't have sense. He thought the man was going to hail him because he said, I'm the ordinary president. The ordinary president calling you from Human Rights Radio. And he now kept quiet to hear the response, whether the man is going to say, you're welcome, sir. That's what he was expecting. But he was disappointed. The man said yes. He now started to want to brag. And as soon as the man hung up, he said, he has hung up. Call him again. Call me. You don't know where Nigerians. Now radicality came in. That is what they are known for. Look at this one too. His name is Gobas Singh Chahal. It must have been I think this should be an Indian stuff or something. Said consequently, Kanu's counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, has dragged EPA and 4 others before a federal high court sitting in Abuja. Look at, can you imagine what somebody is posting here? In a related development, as of this morning, about 2,761 persons have signed a petition appealing to Finnish government, Nigerian government, and the European Union to arrest EPA. Just 2,761 persons out of over 80 million Biafrans alone, or over 200 and something million people in the zoo. Only few criminals signed the petition, and he thinks he's making a point here. The petition reads in part, one Simon Ekpa, also known as Ifeanyi Njoko, a Nigerian. Who told them that Simon Ekpa is a Nigerian? Simon Ekpa is not a Nigerian. He's not a Nigerian. He has denounced, he has renounced, he has whatever word you want to use, he has destroyed his passport, he has destroyed everything, including rejecting the awards that he got in Nigeria. So he is not a Nigerian. So when you are making your you see, when they come to Nigeria, they always want to make claims. They know that they don't need evidences. They just want to say something. Now tell him to prove that Mazi Simon Ekpa is a Nigerian. He cannot prove it because there's no document to prove that. He's not a Nigerian. From the day he destroyed his document, he ceases to be a Nigerian. He's a Finnish citizen, and he's also a citizen of Biafra. And that's why we're waiting for Biafra to be a nation, so that his citizenship of Biafra would become legal all over the nations of the world. So if I'm a citizen of Biafra and I cannot prove that all over the nations of the world, something is wrong. So I need my sovereignty to be restored, so that my citizenship can be recognized all over the nations of the world. How can we be Biafrans from our source, Igbos, and yet we're not recognized globally? That is why we are doing everything to make sure that we are recognized globally, because we're not Nigerians. It's as simple as that. So you can't give me a name that is I am not. That is what it stands. So he says I'm a Nigerian living in Finland. How? Holding Finnish citizenship, has by proxies successfully established and coordinated an armed rebel group in eastern Nigeria. Can you imagine? Look at this. Maybe he's from India because his name sounds like those Indian people. That same India was a colony of Britain. They got their independence. If someone writes this about him and his government, will he like it? But he's telling the people that they are rebels. How can you be a rebel to something that you are older than? The name Biafra has been existing for over 400 years before the name Nigeria came to play. And that name Nigeria was not by Biafrans, was by Britain. And before we be given the name Biafra, we have been Igbos. We have been known as Igbos for over 5,000 years. Igbos represent everyone under the name Biafra for over 5,000 years. So why would you come and tell us that we are rebels? How can you rebel against yourself? We are talking about our identity. How can we rebel against ourselves? You can't put me under slavery and expect me to remain under slavery. So even if I rebel against your imposing yourself over me, I'm justified. Even United Nations rule also houses that, recognizes that. So I have the right to fight for my freedom. So that's just one of the things I just want to. So time is fast spent. I want to open the room now. I want you to come. I want you, in case you have something to say about Brekete or about this Fulani Arewa people and the announcement, or you want to call in to say something to add to what I've said or to admonish Biafrans. You are free now. The line is open. At least we're going to round off latest by 2 hours. We have 1 hour 37 minutes now. So you can call in. If you want to call in now, the number to call in is +212 707 898 194 +212 707 898 194. I'll say 2 more times so that for those who are writing, who can write fast, +212 707 898 194 +212 707 898 194. Brekete said they are fighting for their government. Fighting for their government. Can you imagine? So we have Noelin who said hi. I've said it before. I've actually talked about all of that. So I want to go to the message of Steve Dunn David. Steve Dunn David. They never believe Biafrans are ready to go, because after the kidnap of Onyendu, they thought it was the end of Biafra. But this time around, it is too late for them. Nigeria is completely dead. That says my brother. Nigeria is completely dead. I like that last narrative. Nigeria is completely dead. Today, we don't have much messages. We just have few messages. I don't know why. But Onyema says, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Onyema. I'll keep it up. And that's what I've come to do. So I believe that we have got the narrative and the revelation why Brekete is being used here. Because they feel just like they are using, they use the Jofor. They look for people who have large audience among the common people. Of course, we know the common people are about 90%, the poor about 90%, and a Jofor, since Biafra is over 80 million people, and they know that those people, all of them are following Mazen Namdekanu. They know that a Jofor is the best bet because he's actually representing the person everybody's following. So sentimentally, everybody will also be following a Jofor. So they felt that if that is the case, then a Jofor is the best bet. Now that a Jofor has been exposed, they feel the next target or the next point of reference is someone who represents who call himself a human rights radio, and which everybody, both the people from the Fulani side, from the Middle Belt, from the North, the Hausa side, the Oduduwa, and of course in Biafra land also, many people sentimentally have been attached to him because everybody is feeling deprived. So they look for places where they can find solace. They look for places where they can actually find help and find support. So they now relax and rely on the so-called human rights radio, deceiving people and having much followership and having taken the details of people and knowing the minds of the people through their confession, through their write-ups and all of that, to get what they are thinking, what is on their mind and the situation of the people. And they felt that it is the best time now to utilize him for this political propaganda against Biafra and the spokesperson of Biafra, Mazi Samonekwa. So they now used him to come openly to do that program, to carry out that program, because Ejiofor has lost it. So they need somebody which everybody, of course, will sentimentally believe in. And so they thought it was going to sell. They are foolish because they have tried all ways. They know militarily they cannot invade us. They cannot actually fight us. They are no more going to receive the support of Oduduwa. They're not going to receive the support of the Middle Belt. They're not going to receive the support of the Hausas, especially unless those ones who have been caged. So these are all the details, and so they see that it is now the situation, so that now they have to use this one against us. So I'm going to be picking this call. We have a call here. You're welcome live, Margaret Jogware. Good to have you here. You're live. Thank you so much for joining. Please go on. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
We are not shaking.
Yes, we are not
shaking.
Yes, so
anything they like. If they like, let them cut. Let them cut the food. Let them cut the air that is coming from the north to Biafra land. Let them cut it. The air, let them cut the air that is coming from the north to Biafra land.
Yes.
We can get food from the Lagos. Yoruba from the Lagos, we can get the food from here. Let them cut everything.
Of course.
You see, my problem, what is paining me is this. You see, I don't blame them. It's we. It's this stupid, idiotic, evil people that are selling themselves where they are giving money. That is people that are paying me. You see now, upon all their wickedness, look at fulani, upon all their baba wickedness, their minds are one.
United.
Their minds are one.
They're not even thinking of how they're going to go hungry.
That is what is paining me.
But for sit at home, people are saying people are going to go hungry.
None of them have come. None of them have come to say no.
Yes.
We don't agree.
We don't agree. We go
at home for our leader to come out, just to put pressure on these people. Ohanes and DOS, Ndaral, Ejiofor, all of them come out to attack, to counter it. Look at them. That is why we call them zombies. They are not zombies though. They are not zombies. They don't know what they are doing.
Yes.
They know what they are doing.
Yes.
They don't mind to die. But we think we are talking that we are clever. We are not the useless people there. We call them evil leaders. People
horrible.
Because of how much? Well, just to make the place better, like what we're enjoying here, so we can bring it in.
That is it.
Whether we go do and we not go do and we want our Biafra.
Of course.
All I know, but we say we are living here in Europe. We know the law.
Yes.
We know the law. If you have given up your passport, you have given up your passport. Nothing will happen. Even me are here. No shaking.
That's
so
it.
Nothing. If they like, let them write today, write tomorrow, reach heaven and earth. Oyibo stupid. They're not stupid. They know everything. All the EU, all America, they know what is happening in Nigeria. They know all. So nothing.
Of course.
So let them continue to back and back. If they let them cut the air coming from the north, we will get it from through Yoruba, through Lagos.
Yes.
We will get food what we need.
Yes.
So that is their own. Let them shut up. We want Biafra. Shut up.
That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me bring the next caller.
Thank
you so much.
Yes,
so. Yes, so. Yes, so.
Well done, brother.
Yes, so. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And let's bring the next call. Oh, the call has gone. Please call back. Let's get your views. Imagine none of them are complaining. They are not talking about it. They are not talking about any of them going hungry. They are together united in this cause. Let me bring the next call. The next caller. You're welcome live. You are live and direct. And thank you for joining. Please, you are live. You can go on.
Yeah, good day, my brother. My name is Moses, and I'm calling from Central Asia. That's Russia also.
Wow, good to hear from you all the way from Russia. Please go on.
My brother, I'm really happy for what's going on. I thank God for someone like Samuel Igba, because if I must say that I've been crying all these days because I felt so sorry for someone like our leader, or you do, for someone to lose his parents, and yet, and he said that some of us will betray him. That is exactly what we've done.
Yes.
And I don't know what is wrong with we Biafrans, honestly. I don't know what we want. You know, it's like what I was telling one of my friends. I was like, where did P2P come from? Because I don't understand. And he was like, oh, let's try to vote. I think it was the same you that is telling me about Biafra. In fact, I was not even impressed. It was you who initiated it. That someone is talking about Biafra, and I said, who's that? And that was when I started watching Martin Nadikano. And from there, I was like, okay. Because for me, I hardly believe somebody. Believe me, I hardly believe somebody. But Martin Nadikano have put no doubt to me that he's someone I can die for. I can die for him. And I want to tell you, those Brekete, whatever they call themselves, they should stay out of Biafra issue. Because this game, you don't pass, be careful. They should stay out of Biafra issue.
Of course.
The Nigerian government know what they're doing, and this time will give them the biggest breakfast of their life.
That's right. That's right.
Because now, if they went to kidnap Nadikano and they couldn't stop the terrorists that is terrorizing our country, they say we are one. Whenever it's Igbo's turn to become president, that's where they start playing their games.
That's
and P2P knows very well he will not win. I can guarantee you, I lived in the north. I studied in the north. P2P will not win. I can bet anybody.
Very well. Very well.
So why coming to delay our struggle? If you know, he knows too that he will not win. There is no way Fulani will make him president.
Very well.
It's impossible. So why are we deceiving ourselves? So my brother, what I want to say is that I thank God for someone like Simon Ikpa, or to be honest, you know, I have been down since this Martin and the kidnap. You know, I've lost my mind and everything. But when Simon Ikpa came up, I was like, okay, this is the man I will follow. And the way he speaks, because one thing is the conviction, the way he speaks, well, like, if what I'm doing is wrong, if it's not in favor of Biafra, but the land of Biafra destroy me, there's no any swear bigger than that.
Yes.
In any way in the world.
Yes. There's
and
no law.
Can Chika Edoze or whatever they come, they say, come out and swear like that? We are leading people. We are more than 70 million Biafrans everywhere in the world, struggling. Go to China, you see our people in prison. They are Biafrans, they are not Fulanis. Our people are everywhere in the world trying to survive. You will not see the Fulanis there. Why are we taking such risks? Because we have no place to lay our head. We have no place. Go everywhere in the world you see. Anywhere you go in the world, you see an Igbo man, or Biafra, pack your things and run away.
And live there.
Even the most smallest country in the world,
yes,
you will see our people there struggling. Did you see any Fulani girl traveling abroad? Check. I lived in the north. You will not even see their guests to make a girlfriend. But what brought about all this? Because we have no place to lay our head. And those Ohanese who call themselves Ohanese, because I don't know how they reason. It's like what I was telling my friends some days ago. Like, do you know that the essence of going to university is what I've learned all my life? Because when I was studying in Nigeria, believe me, I didn't know anything. I must be sincere. But when I travel out, I didn't even love people when I was in Nigeria, to be honest. But when I travel out, I saw what love is all about. How people show love, how people believe in their dreams, and how people believe in sharing things. My brother, I always say, as Martin and Kane is today, if you call for war, I will come. If someone calls for war, I will join. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not too young to die. I'm in my 40s. So I'm not too young to die. I will do anything I can to make the Biafra come, to make the Biafra come, because I'm tired of staying abroad. Many of our people are dying. Honestly,
it's so.
I will not say that I'm maybe privileged or lucky, to have a job or to have gone to university. But many didn't go to university. So the game is on, and I can tell you this is our best chance
That's it.
This is our best chance.
Yeah,
and I can guarantee that Biafra will come in 2013.
Yes,
whether
certainly.
they like it or not.
Yes, as
Biafra
much as you and I are
they
there.
are talking about election where terrorists is busy hijacking trains. You see, our people, I don't know. That's why I don't know how they reason. I don't even know if they go to school because some of them claim to have gone to school. That's why when you say, that's when you used to call them. I don't know what you call that. The COG or when
COG, yeah.
Believe me, like I was asking myself, I said, what's the essence of going to university? Because to be reasonable, the country is not working. If you want us to live together, if you say we are one, why don't we come, sit together? How do we make this place work? But no, we prefer subjecting our people to poverty, killing them, making life difficult, the brain of a black man. Now look at all the white African countries, from Tunisia to Egypt to Morocco. You see that they're all doing well. Watch them. But look at all the black Africans. Apart from South Africa, who is doing well? Even in South Africa, they're not even doing well.
Yeah, it's going down.
And I can tell you, the last hope of a black man is Biafra.
That's it. That's right.
I know.
That's right. That's why we will not miss this chance. We will not miss this chance.
My brother, thank you
so much for your contribution.
And I must say that that's a great work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
It's almost 11 p.m. here. I'm not going to bed, but I want to tell you that we are praying for Onyendu, and I want to assure Nigerian government that whatever they want to do, they should do. We are waiting for them. They shouldn't think that this time we don't have. They should forget about our politicians because we don't have any.
Of course.
So we don't have any. We have decided our destiny, and we have agreed our destiny.
That's it.
We are
non-negotiable.
Not part of Nigeria, and we will never be.
Yeah.
So the earlier for them to come to the right table, so let's negotiate and talk about our exit.
Yes.
The better for them.
Yes. Yes, it's either Biafra or Biafra. So we are determined. Thank you so much for calling. I really appreciate it.
We'll give them the biggest breakfast of their life.
That's it. And that's what we're ready. We're ready for that. We're waiting for them.
And that Brekete man, you know, I used to respect him. But
that's it. But people don't understand what he represents.
No, it hasn't. Because it happened. But let me tell you, listen, anybody who wants to fight against Biafra is fighting for that.
Of course. Yeah.
Because you know why? We pay the ultimate price for our freedom.
Yeah.
And it has to be free.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. He actually...
They talk about justice. What justice? What justice? It's the same justice. It was the same Buhari who said that, okay, I have nothing to say. Whatever the court decides, we respect the court. Hasn't the court decided that Mazen Khan should be released? Why are they still holding him?
They were all political statements, sentimental statements to hoodwink and deceive.
I'm telling you,
honestly. They have beaten more than
they can chew. But I want them to know that we have more than 50 million Biafran youth outside the country.
Yes.
And we're ready for them.
Yes.
So they shouldn't think those ones at home are small.
Yes.
The ones at home are small. We have more than 50 million Biafran youth outside the country.
Yes.
And we're ready for them.
We're ready, very ready. We're very ready. Thank you so much for calling. In fact, I appreciate your contributions. And I know Biafrans have all got the details, the information. We are very ready for them. And we are watching them. We are going to get our freedom next year. Nothing will stop us.
Definitely.
Nothing will stop us.
God bless Mazin Adekano. God bless the network. God bless Simon Ekpa. God bless every one of you that is giving all they can, making all they can, and doing everything possible for us to see that this freedom comes through. God bless you all, and I love you all. Thank you.
We love you too. Thank you so much for your contributions. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, and God bless you too.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. All the way from Russia, you hear our brother, and he has spoken strongly, and he has made some critical points. And of course, I know that you also have the same mindset with us. We know that some of our enemies too are watching. They are also listening. We hope that their minds will be changed. They will understand and read in between lines and begin to behave normal and begin to reason normally and understand that what we're doing is for the good of our people. And we know that majority, over 98% of Biafrans are in support of this cause of freedom. You know, the 2% or less than 2% left are people who are enjoying the loot and the crumbs from the Fulani table. and they have decided to settle their lives around crumbs because they are afraid of the future. So they don't want to, they want to continue to have crumbs rather than to have their own meal, you see. So, but we are not going to give in to such kind of mindset. We're not going to allow such kind of people to continue. Now the line, we have less than 5 minutes to go. We have less than 5 minutes to go. If we have one more call, but if we don't have, we just close for the day and prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have the Oduduwa nation with us here, and we're going to have our Biafra. We're going to have Prince Ezem Iheanacho, Prince Ezem Iheanacho, and Dr. Ngozi Orabweze, and then we're going to have our brother from the Oduduwa nation. Together, we're going to be here. We're going to be talking critically about the alliance and how we are going to get our freedom together without any form of resistance. We're going to get our freedom together. So prepare yourself for tomorrow. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be explosive. 4 p.m. Biafra time, we're going to be here, and it's going to be marvelous. It's going to be something else. Just watch it and send the message around. Please like this video, like this channel, and send the message on all your social media platforms. This is Recreating Biafra program every Thursday, 4 p.m. And today we are looking at Brekete and why it was chosen, and I've given details. Share it and let him get it to wherever he is. Let the people get let the caliphate get this message. Let's share it to everywhere so that they'll get this message. And then they will know that we know their tricks. We know where they stand. We know that they have lost it. When they lost the job for, they now thought they are going to actually use another means. But anytime they come, we expose them and we decimate them. We destroy them. And that's what we have done today. So please, our contributors, our callers have made critical points. If you want to call, I just take one more call. Plus 212-707-898-194. Plus 212-707-898-194. And we move. And we're going to be finished rounding off soon. So prepare for tomorrow. It's going to be marvelous tomorrow. It's going to be wonderful. Prepare. 4 p.m. Biafra time, be here, and you'll get the whole information, the details that you really work hard. You're going to hear from people who are experienced, people who actually have the mindset for freedom, and you're going to hear things that will actually make you very, 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 very ready for this cause. We're all ready, and we know that we're going to get our freedom. Nothing will stop us. I appreciate you all. My name is Kelechi Ambrose. I appreciate you all for your contributions, for everything that you're doing, for your write-ups, for your messages. Today, we didn't have much messages, and from especially, you know, the regular people who are sending the messages. None sent the message today, I believe. Maybe they are busy or something, but I know that you that is watching, you actually with us strongly. Even if you didn't decide to send a message, we appreciate you. I appreciate you very well. I like reading our messages because it helps me reiterate on points and also know the mind that we have on this. And thank you all for your time, for being part of this. I want to appreciate you on behalf of Mazin Namdekano, on behalf of Mazi Samanepa, on behalf of the autopilot, which you belong, and on behalf of Biafra people, I say thank you for being here. And please circulate this message around. Let the people hear it. Please, it is our responsibility to make sure that we dominate the media with truth. And the only way we can do that, circulating the broadcast like this, will help to disseminate truth all over the nations of the world. And we're ambassadors of truth. And what we have to do is to send the gospel of truth on all platforms. Before you know it, we're going to dominate the media space with truth. And nothing can stop truth. Nothing can destroy truth. So it's your responsibility. Please share on all your social media platforms. Anywhere you're connected to, send it there, including to your enemies. Send it to them. And please like the video. It's important that you like it, because when people see it and they see the likes, they will believe that this video carries something. That's why people are liking it. And so please like the video and let it be, you know, be very, very sent around, and all of that. Let it be sent around and all of that, so that people can be part of it and watch it. And also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Get people to subscribe so that we can build the channel and so that it can have much reach. Thank you so much all. Mrs. Adaza says, God bless you. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you too for being here. I believe you are somewhere watching anyways. Even if I have not seen your message, I know you are somewhere watching. A very big shame on the Biafran Igbo people. The Fulanis have given orders to their people not to supply food to the east. See how compliance they agreed. Just together, I am Tricia. Thank you, I am Tricia, for this. Together, They are not nobody is fighting, none of them is fighting themselves. Why would you give order? You want our people to be hungry? Yeah, people like HO, they never came. I am from Delta. Our Delta is not part of Biafra, and you cannot give order. Yeah, do it on your own. And we are not, that is your own business. It is not bad Biafra. You want our people, you are wicked. You are going hungry. You want our people to be hungry. Idiots everywhere. Foolish people. Look at the Fulanis. This will affect their economy. This will affect their money. This will affect what they are getting. But they together, they are executing this thing within 24 hours. Our sit at home, we have been giving notice so that people can keep food. This one, they are not giving notice. And this one is, no time limit. They have suspended it. And they are complaining. They said within 24 hours. 12 noon today, they started it. And they are complying. No Fulani man has complained. Have you seen any of them come to the media to say that man that announced that thing? We have to write to the zoo government to arrest him, to do this, to kill him, to do that. And why he's not speaking for us? He's speaking for himself. Did you hear that? No. That is why Britain gave them power, because Britain believes that they can easily be trusted. They are criminals. They are trusted criminals. They are criminals they can trust. That's why Britain gave them that stuff. So our people are just so horrible. Kelechi, check your side. Many messages are sent. Was sent. Seriously, I'm just seeing only few messages here, honestly. Very few messages. I know see about 4 or 5, about how many messages here? Let me count the message I can tell you that I've seen. I've seen only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Your message is the 10th message I've seen, John. And 11, 12, 13. Now 13 messages here. Your message is the 10th message I've seen. Or is it that my stuff is the messages are being hidden? The messages are being hidden or something is going on somewhere. No messages. I'm just surprised. I was surprised that no messages here. This is the first message I'm seeing from you today, my brother John Almeida. This is the first message I'm seeing from you. The first message I'm seeing from you now is I posted many messages already. Check. Wow. Seriously? What is happening? Why am I not seeing any message here? I was just surprised. I just saw no message was coming in. I was surprised that no message was coming in. Because I was not, IPOB autopilot. I'm proud of us, Kelechi. Well done. Thank you. I am Tricia. Thank you so much, Tricia. Well done to you too. Good to see you here, Tricia. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. It's now that I'm seeing this message is being sent now. We are too wise for our own good. Yes, so we are too wise. Oh, we are too wise for our own good, honestly. This is now I'm just seeing messages coming in. I've not seen messages. I only saw 5, 6 messages then. It is now that messages are just coming in. Sadasa says we send hundreds of messages. Wow. Can you imagine? Is it that they are attacking my message column or what? Because they know I always read messages and always relate to the people through messages. They are hypnotizing Biafrans. Mary Ike, yes, they are hypnotizing Biafrans. And Biafrans are allowing themselves to be hypnotized because of their greed. That is why it's working. If you don't have a greedy nature, people cannot get at you. And that's the truth. That is why you see that whatever they do, those who stand for truth will always stand for truth, because naturally they believe in truth. It is because those ones are criminals naturally. They have allowed themselves to be criminals. They always fall for anything. John says more than that. Lots of messages. Wow, what is happening to my stuff today? How come I never saw me? I have been shocked. I said no messages. Brother, the lady. Yes, I think there is something with YouTube. Okay, is it YouTube problem or it's just because I don't know? Is it YouTube problem or my own platform or an attack? Because these days we don't. It's possible. Everything can be possible. It's possible. It can attack too. It's possible. It's an attack. So Lola, the lady says lots of messages. Lots of messages, and I'm surprised that I am not seeing, and the messages. Lola, the lady, it's been a while. That's why some Biafrans are like this. Biafrans, Mary Ike, you're correct. That's it. That's why they're like this. There are lots of messages. Wow. How come I'm not seeing the messages? For God's sake, what happened? Mazi, you have up to 100 messages. I'm surprised. Make I do like a Yoruba, like Oduduwa brothers. When you go open your mouth, Hey, I'm not seeing anything here. I'm just seeing, in fact, about 20 messages now that I'm seeing here. I'm just seeing your messages come in now. Freedom worth fighting for. God bless MNK Simon and Sam Ekpa. Thank you so much, Rodney Nathaniel. Thank you so much. God bless them. Real good. God bless them. Real good. And Maz, you have up to 100 messages. Margaret Ijogwe. Wow. Wow, wow. I can't see them. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. So thank you, Rodney. Rodney Nathaniel, freedom worth fighting for. Yes, worth fighting for. I know, honestly. You know, Edith Nedi said, Mazi, we have sent many messages. I can tell you, I am sorry if I have not seen messages. The only message I saw was were the three I read first, and then two came later, and then I read them and I continued the preaching. I have not seen any message again until now that the first caller made his call, and then one message came in after the first caller has done his message, and then I start seeing these ones now. I have not seen any message. I don't know. As Lola, the lady said, maybe it's YouTube. I don't know, or it's just me that it's just my channel having a problem, or it is they are restricting messages or something. I don't know, or they are restricting viewership. Or I don't know. You know, I don't know what's going on. So let me just believe that Merrick Ike says, if it were the North that has the oil, they would have separated. So it happened to Mazi. So it happened to Mazi Ugo too. Of course, if they were the ones having the oil, they would have gone a long time ago. They would have thrashed you a long time ago. Who are you? they would which sharing. They wouldn't even allow you to share the resources from the North to. They would have fought a serious, brutal war and taken back what belonged to them. They would have fought Britain a long time ago. I think it is YouTube. It happened to Mazi 2472. Okay, a lot of the ladies say it happened. Okay, just like what Mary Ike is saying also. That okay, now I understand what Mary Ike is saying here. So it happened to Mazi Ugo. Okay, because the statement actually followed this if they were the North. So I never understood it then. So now I understand it. Okay. A lot of the ladies says it happened to. So that means it seems they are fighting us here, the autopilot people, fighting our messages, or what, they are restricting people from sending good messages. You know, I don't know. I think it's YouTube. Maybe it's YouTube. Anyways, let's see. It must be an attack. We kept requesting that you paste the name of the Indian man. Oh my God, I didn't even see it. I'm just seeing this message for the first time. His name is I don't know how I'm going to post it, because when I post it now, they will now. I don't know whether it will show, whether you are going to be able to see it from. Let me see if I can type it here so that you can go to YouTube and check the name, and then you can now go and bombard him. The message will only. The message will not show on some channels, but I know it might show on YouTube. So let me type the name here so that we can have it. Their names BAKSKSH. You know, all these names. You wonder where Gobas Singh. So you get the name. I'm typing it now so that you can get it, and then you can go to YouTube and bombard him and tell him to stay away from Biafra business and face his nation, or wherever he's from. I don't know whether he's Indian or something, but we should tell him that is his name. I've posted it, so everyone should go there and let him know that we're not jokers here. We're serious. We're doing a serious business here. So he shouldn't come here and begin to say some things that he doesn't know. Let me go to the top. I think there are some messages that I missed. Okay, the one Lola the lady sent. Okay, that's what I've posted now. It happened to Mazi 247. Okay, we have Mr. Adazan says it must be an attack. We requested the name. Okay, I've posted it now. So you have seen the name, please. If you have seen the name, let me know you have seen it so that I know that you can actually see messages on this platform. Mazi Ugo platform too. He didn't see messages. Oh my God, this is serious. This is very serious. I'm lucky. I'm the opener. Yes, so you are. You are, Tricia. I wrote before that Brekete is human rights abuse and slapping people, including women, in his program. Are you serious? Slapping people. That is it. You see, that is what we're saying. This is an extension of bringing the people to identify with Sharia. That is why you see that they use it as a grassroots means of grabbing the minds of people. So you can imagine people allowing that man to slap them. That's infidel. That's non grata to slap them. Riding on the wings of ordinary president, implementing the rules and the program of the caliphate. The North are digging now to find more oil in their soil. Then they are complete to let us go. Are you sure that this oil they are saying, are you sure they have not fixed pipeline from our place to that place, and they are now telling you that the oil, they are seeing oil there? I've been asking this question. May not be that they just want to deceive and manipulate. All this while they didn't see oil, now they are seeing oil. Are you sure it's not the pipeline they are linking to their place? They are now telling you, they are now sucking from that pipeline, telling you that they are seeing oil. Let's not be deceived by that. Let's wait and be sure. Why are they still holding on if they are seeing oil? If they see oil, they want to go, but they are greedy anyways. Even if they see oil, they want this one too. They want to keep everything because everything belongs to them. That's what they say. So Chidex Aham says, good evening, Mazi Kelechi. I'm just seeing messages now. What happened? Messages are just coming in now, you know. But yes, okay. Okay, I posted the so that is the name. So if you are there, you can quickly write the name. Gobask Singh Chahal. That's his name. So you can write that name, Gobask Singh Chahal. Just write the name, and then if you are saying the name, let me know. I think they are fighting us. Even Mazi did not see messages. Wow. Okay, I was even surprised I didn't even see your message, and some other people whom I know will always send messages. It was surprising to me. I was wondering what is going on. So we have Mary K. Biafrans should bombard, center their lies, counter their lies against MSC and Biafrans. Yes, we should go to YouTube and face that man seriously. He has been paid to call himself non-profit, but he has gained from Fulanis, and he says he's non-profit, but he has gained from them and has decided to collect money to do what he's doing. He's Indian takeaway, of course. He's Indian takeaway, so we're going to treat him and give him IPOB and Biafra treatment. You slap someone in live video. Yes, slap someone in live video. Lord have mercy, John Almeida. And the person too sat down and took the slap. Oh my God, the video is online. Really? I don't know how I can get that video. John, is there any way you can get that video and send it to me on WhatsApp? Please, I need to see that video so I can use it as an analysis. I want to talk on that video and let people understand something. I'll get a message from that video, honestly. Astute tutors, the video is online. Wow. I can't believe this. I'm not a follower of that one. I just hear that there's one human rights. When I was in Abuja, they tell me, listen to human rights. I listen to it 1-2 times. I say, forget all these things. I just know that they are always if you are truly doing human rights, you will not have a station where even the government will not permit your station. Just like they're looking for IPOB, to stop them from the air, to stop the registration, to stop everything that has to do with IPOB. When Mazin Amekano was in charge of Radio Biafra, they were looking for means of stopping the Radio Biafra because they know that is truth. So if that man was truly on human rights, that registration would not have been granted. He would not have been permitted to operate in the zoo. So that's why I said it's not true. That's why I never bothered to. So I never knew he has been slapping people. I never knew that this has been happening. So please, I want somebody, please, John, if you can send it, and tutors also, ask you tutors, if you can send it to me on +212 707 898 194, +212 707 898 194, +212 707 898 194. I need to see that thing. Then I'll use it for broadcast. Honestly, yes, you must get the video from Mazugo. Okay. But someone send it to me too. If you have it, please, if you have it, just send it to me so I can also get it. John Almeida slapped. Wow. I am surprised. Stella Uzuka. Very possible, my brother. That's true. Very possible. Wow. As Tutor says, the slap is just like the one Paul received on his way on his way to Damascus. As Tutors, were you there when he was slapped? How did you know? How did you weigh the slap? How do you know the slap that Paul was slapped? As Tutors, you want to kill me today? We need Brekete's number so we can bombard him with calls. He always gives his number. I think his number is on the public domain. Please, and those I don't know where his channel is, but people who know the channel, maybe you can check on the internet too. You can check whether he has a page or something. I think he should have a number there. We need Brekete's number. Okay, please let's check. That's from Del Dilly. So please let's check. Exactly my point. That is our oil, the dog and round pipes through. I'm telling you, I am Patricia. I'm telling you the truth. That is possible. That the dog or the oil, dog it and then send the pipe there and say they have seen oil there. I'm telling you, Mazuo has the video where that madman was slapping a woman. Okay, Daberechi, Ngokike, all right, I get you. All right. So you can imagine they can run the pipe there and tell you that they have seen oil. That's why I've not bought that narrative that they have oil. I've not bought it. Because if they have been searching for this thing for a long time. So let's just believe that they have oil. Let's just believe. We're not saying that they shouldn't have oil. After all, any place should have oil. And in fact, if they have oil there, it is for the Hausas. It is not for the Fulanis. Because it belongs to the Hausas. It's not for the Fulanis. So Hausas should rise up and send the Fulanis away. Since 1803, you have been conquered by the Fulanis, and yet you are sitting down over 100 years plus, over 200 years plus. You are sitting down, looking at some group of imbeciles take over your land, and you are there. It's smart people like you, Fulani, Hausas, Baggies, and all these people. You're allowing these kinds of people, these marauders, these people who don't have brains. They can't even do anything. No invention, nothing. No, there's nowhere. There's no professional program that you find them and you are doing something. Look at the other one in Ministry of what they call it, Ministry of Science and all of that, or something. I don't know the ministry. They ask him, "What have you done all this while as minister of this?" He said, "You do know that they have now they have brought Kelechi. They have done I don't know what he said they have done to Kelechi. Oh Lord have mercy." Kelechi is they have started processing Kelechi in another way, to be more hygienic or something. They are processing Kelechi with something. I don't know now. They have changed the processing procedure of Kelechi. That was what he was on a national TV, by a national assembly, interviewing him on his success as a minister and in technology and all of that. Kelechi, Fulani, and some people, Hausas, who decide to allow these people conquer them and be under them. God forbid, when we are Biafrans. We can't take that nonsense. We can't take that nonsense. It's not possible. So when we're talking about freedom, we mean every bit of it. So let them know that we're determined. This 81 days left. We are entering our freedom in style, without resistance, because we'll crush their resistance. We're entering our freedom in style. We're not hiding it. So all these kind of people who that India man and all this will come into and all these things Brekete is doing. When we get our freedom, let him not just try to come to our territory. That's so-called Brekete. Let him not just he can't even try to visit Biafra land because we are going to jail him. We're going to lock him up for calling Samanepa a terrorist. We'll lock him up and we'll take him to court. He will prove how he became a terrorist. He's there calling himself a human rights person, and he doesn't know what to say and what to defend and what to talk about. I want to appreciate you all for being here. I know that we have had 2 calls and great points from our callers. I want to appreciate you all. I know that tomorrow is going to be wonderful. Tomorrow is going to be another day. We're going to have the Oduduwa Day Alliance in Focus program tomorrow, 4 p.m. Biafra time. Please watch out for it. Write it down. Be here tomorrow. The Alliance in Focus, and we're going to be looking critically at the Alliance. Sorry. We're going to have, sorry when I'm talking very fast, sometimes when you're getting tired, you need to blab. So we're going to have Prince Ezem Ihenacho here. We're going to have Dr. Ngozi Orabweze. We're going to have also our Oduduwa brother here, and I'm expecting to have one Oduduwa sister, but I don't know whether she'll be free for that day, for tomorrow. But Oduduwa brother. So we're going to, at least basically we have 3 people representing here and confirmed to be here. So expect. Brekete didn't see this video of the military shooting at the houses of people. He didn't see it because we don't blame them anyways. So thank you all for being here. And I say, may Chukwu bless you all. I love you all and hope to see you tomorrow. 4 p.m. Biafra time on the Alliance in Focus program. God bless you, very good. Stay safe, stay secure. I thank every one of you supporting Mazi Samanepa, supporting Mazi Nambikanu, praying for Mazi Nambikanu, praying for Samanepa, praying for the Autopilot team, praying for everybody who is doing their beats and their works. I appreciate you all. We thank our Oduduwa brothers. I didn't see their names today. Maybe they have sent messages and then the thing didn't reflect. But anyways, we appreciate you all. We hope that tomorrow will be better. We're going to have more messages so that I can talk more on your messages and all of that. So thank you all. I appreciate you all. Everybody, Del, Dilly, I am Tricia, Mwokike, Daberechi, and also Stella Uzuka, Assis Tutors, John Almeida, Lola the Lady, you know, Mrs. Adazayon, Mary Ike, Chidet Ahams, of course, okay, I've called those names, and Edith Nedu, Rodney, Nathaniel, Margaret Jogwe, okay, I think that's it. Okay, we have Onyoma Wachineke, Eric Barry, and Steve Don David, of course, and Louis Peters, Pakele Kelechi, and Noeline Adiambo. Thank you all. I appreciate you all for being part of this. Remember, the lady behind me with that child in the womb is Biafra. That is the rebirth of Biafra, reborn of Biafra, and to take over and restore Africa. You see the mark of Africa on that belly, representing Biafra, to restore the sanity of Africa and restore the dignity of Africa and restore the economy, the political will, and the power of Africa to be the giant and the controller or the producer for world preservation. Thank you all for being part of this. I love you all, and Chukwuoke, I love you more. Good evening from here.
I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Heaven will tell me, and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes, not behind you. You will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when it's this, you try somebody's secret? When you like, you try a secret? When you like, it's in public? What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try and you secret. When you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing IPOBs. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me what to tell in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
Do you know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.